Hello, 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 hello. Welcome everybody to CC Sim Racing. I'm your host Craig Cook, and with me today is my trusted friend Jesse Laquela. Hello Jesse, how you doing, buddy?
Nah, just watching the cars slide around the track.
Yes, in a lovely, very, very wet TSUKUBA track, and this is round 6 of the Mighty Minis Esports Championship, endorsed by the Mighty Minis Racing Championship as well. Great to see two of the Mighty Minis and Super Mighty Minis drivers on the chat as well. Evening to James and Steve Rideout, not to mention obviously our members, Shahida, obviously one of the admin, and Watsy, great to see you guys. James Jenkins is also in the mix as well, so no argy-bargy between you and James, please, while we're watching Mr. James Jenkins and James Bryan. I got you two mixed up like the JJs on over the weekend, so that made it really funny. Looking forward to some great racing, he says. Good evening, Craig and Jesse. Hello, Sheila. Great to see you. Adam Barth is in as well. Hello, Adam. We'll see another one, Super Mighty Mini driver. Hopefully we'll see him in a few races next year. But we're here for round 6. Very wet, windy at TSUKUBA, and it's going to be some cracking racing tonight. So let's take a look at the championship tables as they stand, because it's had a little bit of a change at the top there, because Pac-Man has now taken the championship lead on 134, while Butler was sunbathing away. He couldn't quite get the PlayStation to work over the mobile phone, Jesse, so he's dropped a few points, so unfortunate for him.
Oh, well, it's the way it goes sometimes. We'll manage.
Exactly, but there he is, Butler there. He's looking on point, and they have been chatting away and sharing gifts as well. That is gifts, not gifts. Yeah, that's been quite funny. Got a lot of banter. So Stu Boy there on 121, Hyper there on 118. Racer Lewis is back as well. He's on 100 points. Stuck on the grid, looks pretty fast around here at the moment. That's Mark Price on 94. Villain is there on 82, but unfortunately not racing today. We've got Richard Pugh there on 78. Diddy on 53. That's Chris Didcott. We've got Racer Jensen also there on 50 points. James H on 48 and Sprinkler on 13. We have a couple of reserve drivers in today. So Petrol Bloke will be driving for James Jenkins. Isa, unfortunately, is not racing, so we missed the. Sorry, I do apologise, it's the wrong one. Shahida, sorry, the Sherabani car was run by Isa, but he is not in the room at this moment in time. And Petrol Bloke could be racing for the Matt Baker Mighty Mini. We'll go across the supers later on this evening, but great to see everyone jumping in. Lovely to see 360 Racing in as well, supporting Diddy. And qualifying has started. 7 minutes in already, and we will take a look at that in a moment. But before I do, I'm just going to show you a little bit of a demonstration of what's happening in the real life Mighty Minis Championship, because this is actually what's going on in the championship, and it is so close. After the drop points after the weekend, it has sort of changed it up a bit. So it was about 20 points, it's now dropped to about 41. I think it was 41.6 points between the Super Mighty Minis, Nevin Kirkpatrick and David Kirkpatrick, and Nevin had an engine fail. So unfortunate for him, he's had a gearbox issue, and I think there was some more problems with cranks. So we will get some more info on that, but some of the pictures that I've seen, a bit painful. So that's going to be coming out of his bank. So luckily he's on sim today, Jesse, I think.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about any cranks today. It should be just fine.
Yeah, exactly. And in the Mighty Minis Championship, as you can see, Ollie Soundway's still there after the drop points. 340 points to 315 on Ben Butler, and James Jenkins looks like he's got third place sealed at this moment in time, but you never know. With Graham Shepherd at Castle Combe, he seems very nippy round there, so he'll be looking to redeem himself after last year, so fingers crossed he has a good race. Obviously looking at the Super Mighty Minis as well, Steve Rideout could also grab that second place of Dave Kirkpatrick, so that's going to be interesting for the weekend to come. So that's 2 weeks from now, and we're going to show you a little info board as well. So there we go, it's the grand final, 2 weeks time at Castle Combe. The admission to get in, if you get the advance tickets now, it's £15, concessions £10. Kids are free under 16. Woohoo! And on the gate on the day, it's £20 and £15 respectively to concessions, and obviously still free for the children. So yeah, if you want to come down, please do. It's very family orientated. Come down, see us at the Mighty Mini stands, and come and jump in some of the cars, and some of the ones that you see today are going to be out on track, so it'll be great to see everyone there. We have 5 minutes to go, so I will just have a look at them in a second, but here's some of the racing that is coming up over that weekend as well. So plenty to do. GT racing, we've got hot hatch racing, we've got Formula Ford racing, and we've got obviously got 2 Mighty Mini races plus the qualifying there. So yeah, absolutely tons of stuff. And I think there's a Hyundai Cup racing. I think that's the one at the bottom there. I do apologise, it's so small on my screen. I should have printed it off beforehand, but yeah, but that's what's going on. And if you're watching on the TV, you'll be able to see it lovely. It'll be nice and pretty. I've even put a blue background on it just to make it look tidy. That's just my little thing that I did. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Great to see so many people coming to this as well. And there's plenty of racing to get on with. But let's take a look at who is out on track and who is running some good times at the moment. All drivers on the intermediates, but it looks like Butler's got it at the moment. But I tell you what, mate, I was not expecting Stuck on the Grid and Richard Pugh there in second and third respectively. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, I've been watching the driver's lines on some of these guys. It looks like the early leaders they're going super late, super deep into the corner, and then cutting across and getting a good accelerate out. It seems to be working pretty well on the wet surface. So we'll see how the drivers handle it going forward. The nice thing is we're driving along and we watch this, you'll actually be able to see the tire tracks going through the corners. So you'll actually be able to visualize the line.
Yeah, definitely. And we're just looking on board with Stuck on the Grid Mark Price. He has got D-Man in front of him, the South African. And it's great to see, you know, we let everybody drive. If they want to come in and have a go, they have a go. And it's great to see him. He's in the Daz Nightingale car. And he's, I think he's just backed off just to see what happens here, because I think there was just a bit too much pressure with someone in front of him. He's trying to overtake him, but it's pretty much impossible there. So he's just going to back out of that and try another qualifying lap. But here is your leader at the moment, second in the championship, and he's going to be very pleased to see Pac-Man in fourth here, Jesse, isn't he? There he is in the Laura Harris car, and we actually saw Andy, Pac-Man, and Laura Harris was there as well, and they shook hands. It was quite incredible. He was over the moon, he was. Nice.
Were they very personable?
Yeah, they were very nice. Yeah, it was good. It was nice. Yeah, it was good. But yeah, so there's Pac-Man in the Laura Harris car. Let's see, he's dropped down again. He's now into fifth place. So Hyper's now jumped into fourth from the Will Burnham car. So now Hyper on a mission, now hitting second row and dropping Pac-Man onto the third row of the grid. This is not what he wants here, Jesse. As we say, welcome to Nevin Kirkpatrick.
Welcome, Nevin. But yeah, Pac-Man is actually having some issues. I saw him lay in one really good lap, and the rest of the laps, I don't know if he's just pushing or what it might be, but he's really struggling with some of the corners.
Wow, that's interesting to know, mate. That really is. Let's see if we can get on board. There we go. This is what they're seeing right now, and hopefully you can hear that sound of the rain splashing against the windscreen. I say splashing, it's not really splashing, it's hitting it, isn't it, really? But fantastic footage from Hyper's car. So we have just under 2 minutes to go. Let's go on board with Hyper. Let's put some pressure on him. And lovely to see the TNR guys all in to support him as well. Don't forget to please like, share, and follow and subscribe if you can. We do really appreciate it. So if you can do, just hit those notifications and get the bell dinging, and you'll hear about us and more races that are coming through at CG Sim Racing. So there is Hyper. So we're going to follow him round. You can see he takes that wider line going through the hairpin there. Nice and smooth on the power, and it's very easy to do, isn't it, Jesse? You want to put that power down a little bit too early, but the car just wants to slide out into that muddy sort of puddle area there and the marbles.
Yeah, a lot of these guys too. I mean, they're going way outside for a good chunk of the turn. I'm not sure why they're not kind of diving in and getting a good throttle through, but you know, maybe it's something they found. It'll be interesting to see. There's two very they're competing lines, depending on which cars they are. So it's either wide and then cut in, or just wide all the way around. I guess maybe getting a little more consistent throttle all the way around.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll tell you what, something else. There's not a lot in it between the Supers and the Mighties, because obviously the Supers are trying to get the power down around this track, and it doesn't really make a hell of a lot of difference. So they were doing sort of like 1/16s as well. So it'd be interesting to see how these Super Mighty Minis get on. I know Blowing's very, very low 1/16s. I think he did 1/16 dead, so that's impressive stuff. So Hyper's coming around the final corner now. Long sweeping right-hander. You can go off onto the green stuff on the left-hand side. Doesn't give you a penalty there, but see, Hyper just making sure he gets past D-Man there just behind. Let's take a look at a couple of the other cars on track. There's Petrol Bloke in the Matt Baker car. Obviously, previous Mighty Mini racer, now jumped into the Supers. Haven't seen a lot of him, but it'd be great to see him back hopefully next year. So there's Stu Boy again in the previous Ollie Samways car, so great to see that car on track. Also driven by Bryn.
Yeah, throttle control is really hard here too with the slick conditions. You know, you can't hit it too hard. If you hit it too hard, you're just going to spin the tires and lose a lot of acceleration. So there's a fine line between going fast and just wasting your time.
Yeah, good shout, mate. As you see, Stu Boy crosses the line. Checker flags coming out for all the drivers. Does Jensen jump up? There is Butler. So Mark Price is still on the lap at the moment. He's off the pace, but not far away off the pace. He's still second on the grid, but I'm really impressed with Richard Pugh there. There's Diddy coming round as well. And we just see Pac-Man going off the track there as well. And then there goes Stuck on the Grid, stays in second place. So Pac-Man is having an absolute nightmare at the moment. In fifth, maybe the pressure of being at the top is starting to help. Butler, I reckon.
Who knows? Yeah, Butler just laid down a 1:16.4. That's pretty fast. I think his fastest in practice was 1:16.6. So that was a really nice lap for him.
Yeah, very, very interesting indeed. So there he is. So it's Butler on pole, Stuck on the Grid second, Richard Pugh there in third. Then we got Hyper in fourth, Pac-Man in fifth, Petrol Bloke sixth, Stu Boy in seventh. Then we got Metro there in eighth, which is Lewis Kendall. Then we have Jimmy there in 9th, Jensen 10th, Diddy going around there in 11th, and D-Man will take out 12th for this race. So this is going to be very, very intense here, Jesse. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here. But Butler looks like he's got it sewn up, or has he? Have I just gave him a commentator's curse? So there we go. There is those results. Indeed. So half a second covered the top 5. So he wasn't actually that slow, was Pac-Man. He just couldn't get the consistency going. So there's the top 5 of Butler, Stuck on the Grid, Richard Pugh, Hyper and Pac-Man. Butler there 6th, Stu Boy in 7th, Metro there in 8th. Then we have Jimmy in 9th, Jensen 10th and Diddy there 11th with D-Man on the back there in 12th place. So there we go. There is your race drivers. We're getting ready for a race. I hope you enjoy yourself for round 6 of the Esports Mighty Minis Racing Championship. So we are back live. It's still chucking down the rain. Some flashing lights from Butler. There's a flashing light from Richard Pugh as well, looking behind him. So we're waiting for the lights to come on as they do now. Butler there, Stuck on the Grid. Richard Pugh top 3. There's your 4th light. There's your 5th. We're waiting for them to go out. They go out, revs are rising, off we go. Good start from it. Looks like everybody, no jumpers, which is fantastic for them. And then the background, you can see the yeah, fantastic start. He's now jumped into that 4th place, hasn't he? So into turn 1 we go, and it is Butler who takes the lead from Stuck on the Grid. Wide goes Pac-Man, going for that wide line, trying to get the inside line on Hyper, but hasn't quite done it. So Hyper goes into 3rd. So a very bad start from Richard Pugh, who's dropped all the way back into 7th place. So we'll keep an eye on Richard Pugh because he has been very quick indeed as Pac-Man goes down the inside for position and takes that 3rd place. That's a good move into the hairpin there, Jesse, and he's on the charge already. But Pac-Man leads, is Stuck on the Grid 2nd. Butler leads, Stuck on the Grid 2nd, and Pac-Man 3rd. I think I did say that anyway.
Yeah, no, it looks like we kind of got through the side-by-side portion of the race here, so now we got them strung out a little bit, which should be, in theory, a little safer. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, indeed, my friend, and as you can see, they're coming around now. Let's go on board with Butler, and that is the view of his car from the back. I don't know what he looks like it on the left-hand side. He's left a golf club in there or something. Not too sure what's flapping around on the left-hand side. You can't see it on the screen, but on my screen, there's something flapping around on the left-hand side. Pretty sure it's not seatbelt. But there's Butler coming through the right hand, and now and again a wider line from Stuck on the Grid. He seems very dialed in today, and he's now sitting on the rear end of that chrome bumper that we saw a couple of dented ones over the weekend. Very costly. So into the hairpin for lap 2, and it's still Butler from Stuck on the Grid. Pac-Man now on the back of Stuck on the Grid in 3rd place. Then we got Hyper in 4th. There is Petrol Bloke in 5th, followed by Richard Pugh. There's an all from Jesse.
D-Man and Diddy both went off there. I think that was a follow the leader kind of situation.
Let's have a look. So there is So James is there, and yeah, looks like just following suit. Yeah, it looks like D-Man trying to put the hammer down, and so did Diddy. And yeah, it's that follow my leader sort of scenario going on. But, hopefully he'll get back into this race. So there is Butler, there is Stuck on the Grid. Then we've got Pac-Man.
Stu Boy off.
Stu Boy's off as well, so that's another one off the track. So there is in 7th place. So let's have a look at that. So there is Stu Boy. Now, did he take a little bit too much of the curb? And yeah, and a trolley load of water and some grass and mud. Oh, and again, so a bit of contact with Jensen as well, but he's managed to get back on the track. It looks like Jensen's giving him the spot back, but dirty tyres as they come into the final right-hander again. But Jensen takes that back, but a cutback could be on here for Stu Boy here, Jesse.
Yeah, Stu Boy's taking that really wide line going into the corners, and people seem to be dipping below him and kind of taking advantage of it. I don't know if it's helping him right now.
Yeah, not too sure, but look at Jimmy. I tell you what, Jimmy was at the back of this pack. He's now closed in to the rear of them. And again, Jensen and Stu Boy still battling away at the back. And again, looks like Richard Pugh's going for a position for that 6th place, rounding outside of Petrol Bloke. And hasn't quite got that done, but he's getting ever so close to getting past him.
Little business there.
Absolutely fantastic. A wider line from Petrol Bloke, and Richard Pugh is charging. Let's go on board. What a view. I like his gloves as well. They're very nice.
Yes, absolutely.
So
some beautiful shots inside the car.
It is. It does look really good. So into the hairpin we go. Into 3rd. In 4th just as they hit the top of the corner there. See, revs are still rising. Into 4th, and then a dab into 3rd. Some of them hold it, but yeah, you can see just that dab into 3rd. A little bit wide there from Petrol Bloke. Quite a line from Richard Pugh there. But I tell you what, the battle we've got to look at the moment is the lead battle, because it looks like Stuck on the Grid is closing in again, but Butler has the fast lap of 1:16.5 at the moment.
Oh, good exit there by Stuck as well.
So I had to laugh, mate, because Mags has just said it's raining, it's Jesse's fault. He's got a thing for you at the moment, isn't he? What is it with him and you? But it's Butler again, under real pressure from Stuck on the Grid. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Let's see if we can get an on board with Stuck on the Grid. I will try an in-car view if it works. No, it's not letting me do it, unfortunately. It should let me do it, but it's not letting me do it.
I'm wondering if Butler's being a little defensive, because Stuck seems to be getting the better of him on the corners right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. He was going very narrow into the last corner. He hasn't got the power down as good as he usually does through the S's, so that's where the catching's going, and lots of people supporting Mark Price at the moment. Obviously, he's the racing driver of 2022 champion at the Mighty Minis, and a couple of races at Brands Hatch. He felt at home again. Hopefully see him at Coombe. He's chasing down the sim racer at the moment, Jesse.
Good move by Racer Lewis.
Racer Lewis, let's have a look. So that's about is that about 10th place, I think it is it?
Yeah.
Racer Lewis round the outside, and we've seen this before. Is this going to be a James Bryan move round the outside here? No, cut back down the inside. Good move on his brother there, Jensen. And he's going to try and get a cutback on Jimmy, but doesn't quite do it. But good move on his brother there around the outside.
Tuck is on a purple lap here as well.
Yeah, he looked like he made a mistake there. He's just been dropped off the back. Not too much, half a second still, so he's still in the tow. But as soon as he's out of it, it's game over. And as you can see, the two up front are pulling away from Pac-Man, and now he's not in the tow. He's going to struggle unless he gets some help from Hyper, who's just behind him. So these two now starting to pull away. 13 minutes to go. Richard Pugh's there still in 6th place. He hasn't got past Petrol Bloke yet.
Yeah, passing is not that easy. We'll just put it that way. These guys are just trying to stay on the track. They're a little less worried about passing right now.
Somebody's used the quote that I used at Donington Park on the YouTube channel, which is James Bryan. It was actually his car. He's actually put get them touring car lights flashing pink. He says James Bryan, brilliant stuff. And also great to see Pebsy GT joining us tonight. Hello Pebsy, how you doing, mate? Hopefully you're well. Baby's okay. So back to the racing we go, and it looks like also Hyper there in 4th place is closing the back end of Pac-Man. So 2 little battles going on these top 4 places.
Yeah, Butler seems to got in a pretty good groove now too. He's pulling away a little bit from Stuck. I think Stuck was benefiting from the draft there for a bit, but I think he's kind of falling back now.
Yeah, 3 battles of 2 at the moment, and the winners are the ones at the front. You can see Richard Pugh is trying his hardest to gain on the back of Petrol Bloke there as we look in the background. Stewboy's now got away from the 3 behind of the Susie Inch car of James and Jensen and Lewis. Then we have the battle, which we're going to have to take a look at quickly because it'd be nice to have a look at those guys. Here's Diddy and D-Man. It's a bit like the Sherabani Didcot battle that we had over the weekend. And it could be an opportunity here for Diddy. Has he got through? Not quite. He was really on his case. He hasn't quite gone past. He actually shook the cameraman as he went past.
Those 2 are ensuring that we won't need to mow the lawn next week here. That would be fine.
Good racing. Great to see. Still battling away. There is the man, the 360 race driver. The best of weekends, but he is very, very good at Castle Coombe. We can't wait to see him race there. So again, still hasn't found a way through. Jesse.
It's quickly developing into a race where we're getting a little space, and it's going to be incumbent on these guys to make sure they... Oh, yeah, I saw that. He almost went off there. But it's incumbent on them to make sure they keep it on the track and keep good lines now, because those mistakes are what's going to let other people back in.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go back to the leader.
Penalty, too, on Hyper.
Oh, penalty for Hyper. That's not going to help him at all. But Butler in the lead, now a second. He's got that second gap, which is exactly what he wanted. So he hasn't got no toe now that's stuck on the grid. No toe now, not nail. Alright, I'll try and work that out a bit later on. So they're stuck on the grid. They're in 2nd place. Then we've got Pac-Man in 3rd. Hyper there in 4th. Half-second penalty. Has to take that shortly. Petrol Bloke there in 5th place. 2.8 seconds off Hyper. There is Richard Pugh. Still in the mix. Trying to get that top 5 finish. Hasn't quite found the way through yet, has he? But there is your top 6 at the moment on screen. All sort of feathered out yet, but it's some great battling at the back there between Jimmy, Metro Lewis and Jensen. They're side by side again.
Yeah, it's back and forth with those 2 guys back there. They're just kind of swapping inside and outside.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. So as you can see, round the outside again, Mr. Susie Inch this weekend. Again, goes round the inside now, does Lewis. Has he got that done? No, he hasn't. Shut the door very harshly by Jimmy there. Oh, there's contact between the 2 of them. Oh, it looked like it was a stamp of the brake there very early. Not too sure. Oh, contact, and there's a crash. So not too sure what was going on there. Looks like a lockup or something. I'm not too sure what was going on there between Jimmy and he's literally just stamped the foot on the brake down the straight. Not too sure what that's about.
Yeah,
and again,
happening. It was tires or something.
Yeah, you won't want to look at that too much, because if that was real life, you'd have both got banned, I'm pretty sure. So there is Butler. They're in the lead. Stuck on the grid. That's why we love sim racing. Stuck on the grid there in 2nd. Pac-Man there in 3rd place. Hyper in 4th. Petrol Bloke there in 5th, followed by a very beaming light covered car of Richard Pugh in the James Jenkins replica there.
Butler's putting on a bit of a clinic right now. And every single, especially the hairpins, he just seems to be besting Stuck on the grid.
Oh, he's a lot closer this time as Richard Pugh. He's going to try the inside line this time. Looks like Petrol Bloke's defending it. He still can't get through. He goes to the outside line. Hard on the brakes. He might get the cut back. He just needs to settle down now. He does try to turn in, but Petrol Bloke's managed to hold that line. Fantastic racing between these 2. Brilliant stuff.
Good control on the wet track.
Yeah, very good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So, in the toe he goes. He goes down the inside this time. He's making a brave move into the final corner. Trying to put Petrol Bloke off, but he's doing a good job. He's doing some great defensive work here as Petrol Bloke. Hasn't managed to get through. 8 minutes of this race to go. do have
seems
a
like
car
the
in the pits
inside
as well.
it seems like the inside line is just not paying off. It feels like the outside line is the better line right now.
Yeah, there's patches of puddles on those inside parts of the track there, as you can see, and with the physics it does work, and you hit them, you do feel it through the steering wheel, so it's really, really interesting to have a go and enjoy. But I tried it on the pad, and if any of these guys are on pad, that's really impressive. I couldn't get nowhere near these times. I was on 17.4s, that's what I did. I couldn't get nowhere near the 16s. Oh, we see Richard Pugh going off the track, and that's going to cost him. But they are closing up on Hyper here, Jesse. So as Hyper, with that penalty, has dropped him right back, hasn't it? That momentum has dropped him right back. And also, Pac-Man is now not that far from stuck on the grid. So there could be a change for second place. But again, just out of the toe is Pac-Man, still pushing hard.
Yeah, he's definitely picking up pace, though. He was a lot further behind not too long ago, so he's doing a good job of slowly peeling it away.
Yeah, two different lines there as they go through the final corner as well. Still, again, that's a very, very bad time there from Pac-Man. That's an 18.3. So did he have a penalty, or did he make a cross-country move somewhere? Not too sure, but that's 1:18.3, so that puts him right off the pace. As we see in the background, that battle for fourth is on. Petrol Bloke has caught up Hyper, so let's see what happens here between the two yellow perils. Hyper enjoying the Will Burnham car today.
Yeah, it looks like Pac-Man. He just can't get it going. I don't know what. He's catching up a little bit. My goodness, it seems like he's struggling a lot, and that's not something we see Pac-Man do very often.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And I'll tell you, he's Mr. Consistent all the time, as we see. I think that was Stu Boy going over the grass there. Now, I'm not too sure how much of that he took. Definitely be a cleaning bill after this one, so let's see what happened here. Looks pretty good. Yeah, he's cut a little bit of it. That's all right. Won't hurt anyone.
Yes. Adds a little character.
Wow, this impressive drive here from Butler. He is a man in the wet, and he knows how to drive in it. And 3 seconds at the moment is very impressive.
So consistent. It's basically 1:16.4 to 1:16.7 over the last 10 laps or so. I mean, that's incredibly consistent. And those are consistent numbers that were close to, his qualifying time, his fastest time. So, I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah, definitely. As we look at Hyper and Petrol Black, still hasn't found the way through. There was a very interesting line. I don't know if you saw that on your camera there, Jesse, from Pac-Man, and he's been dropped back a little bit. It looked like he made a big mistake coming out of the hairpin. A very narrow line as we look on the map on the right-hand side of our screen. Still very tough to overtake here, very tough to close them down, and obviously it's all about making sure you get the power down at the right time, keeping it nice and smooth. And again, that lovely wide line from Hyper has really worked for him, hasn't it? Look, it just accelerates away.
Yeah, it's interesting too to watch Pac-Man on that the previous run. Before that last hairpin, he had made up 3/10, and then in that hairpin he lost 3/10. So I mean, that's got to be frustrating to catch up, get a good run, and then just blow it all in one corner. That stinks.
Yeah, you sort of get that sort of, that consistency going, and you sort of go, I'm just going to push that little bit more, and that little bit more is enough to make those mistakes, isn't it? And you can see with Pac-Man tonight, still there on the podium, but this is going to be hugely impressive, as Butler will take the lead going into the final rounds. So absolutely brilliant stuff from these guys in the Mighty Minis Esports, endorsed by the Mighty Minis Championship. Thank you to Roger Tello.
Smelled like a huge jinx, that one last comment. There we go.
It really wasn't. Not supposed to be anyway. So there's Hyper in fourth place. Still, Petrol Bloke still hasn't got on the back of him. Richard Pugh pushing hard. He's done a 1:17.1 on the last 2 laps. You can see that 1:19 massively affected him. Slowly catching them up, isn't he? It's not a lot, but he's slowly catching them up. 3 minutes to go.
It's just a struggle for these guys. You can tell they're, even after, we're at 12, we're on a 13th lap now. I mean, it's a struggle for them to find a tempo. It's not easy to race in the rain like this.
Yeah, definitely. Crosses the line now, does Hyper. He's doing some good laps. Very consistent at the moment. Let's have a look at Hyper. So Hyper did Petrol Bloke, he did nearly a 118 on that previous lap. And a 16.9 from Petrol Bloke. So he's definitely sort of slowly bringing them in.
Very slowly.
Yeah, we're at 2 minutes 41 seconds to go, and now this is where it's going to get a little bit interesting because Butler's now closing up on one of the back markers, which is D-Man, and he needs to really start flashing it down the straight because doesn't like to look in his mirrors, does D-Man?
Well, most racers only like to look forward, in fairness.
Very true, very true. So they come through now, and it's still Butler from Stuck on the Grid. Pac-Man there in third place. Then we have Hyper. Then we have Petrol Bloke, and there is Richard Pugh. He's now 1.3 seconds behind and closing. Then we have Stu Boy there in seventh. Then Jensen's on his own at the moment in the Graham Shepherd car.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have two more laps, right? So.
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah, I reckon you're right. So there is Jensen. There is Metro Lewis. Diddy has got past D-Man and is now comfortably 10 seconds up the road. So well done to him. Distance is very good as well. Very, very tough to drive this car in the rain.
These guys up front, the first 5 or 6, they're all in positions where they're running well and they can see the car in front of them, but actually getting up and catching that car in the front of them seems to be the problem right now.
Yeah, indeed. And there is Butler. There is Stuck on the Grid just behind. There he is. There is Pac-Man. And then we got that battle for fourth. At the moment, it's still Hyper from Petrol Bloke.
Yeah, Richard Pugh hasn't given up either. Yeah, he's running well, getting some good lines coming out, cutting some huge time off at some of these corners.
Yeah, he's actually taken a racing line, so it's very interesting to see that. Some of them are sort of like going down the middle. Oh, we have someone who's pulled over now. Is that D-Man? Yes, it is. D-Man actually physically stopped the car and let them through. That's really that's one way of doing it, I guess. So as he does, he just moves out of the way. Well done, D-Man. Great stuff. Brilliant stuff. He just pulls over to the inside. You can see the guys coming through. He's just dabbing the brake on or something. Not too sure what's going on there. 20 seconds to go of this race, Jesse. So this will be the final lap, but a dominant performance here by Butler.
Pac-Man's cut it down to less than a second now on Stuck as well. I'm not sure if there was a mistake or what, but...
Look, let's go on board. Let's go on the top. Oh, no, that's the wrong button. I do apologise. Let's go on board with Stuck on the Grid. With Pac-Man, sorry. I was pushing the left button. I didn't mean to push the left button. I do apologise. I've got so many buttons I'm pushing at the moment.
Oh, good momentum right there.
He did indeed. Goes very wide. And there's an all from Jesse.
That wide corner, I think, is going to cost it there. He was running really well. I think he tried to push it going into that last corner.
Indeed. So let's take a look at Butler, as he's going to go round the final corner, and he is going to take round 6 here at TSUKUBA in style. 3 seconds down the road, didn't put a foot wrong, got pole position, fastest lap, full house tonight, and flashes his lights to say thank you very much. I'll take the championship lead as we go into the last 2 races. So Stuck on the Grid will take 2nd place, Pac-Man will take 3rd, then Hyper will take 4th place. He's very pleased with that. Well done to Hyper. Petrol Bloke in 5th. Richard Pugh also happy with that in 6th place. Stu Boy comes round as well, and he is going to take 7th place. Weaving round the final corner. Takes a nice wide line, and across the line he goes. He takes 7th place. It looks like it's going to be Jensen who's going to take that 8th place. Well done to Jensen. The line, and Metro Lewis will take 9th. Diddy will take 10th, and D-Man 11th, and Jimmy's in the pits. Not too sure why, but it's going to be that man there, Butler, who takes the win and the points. Full house, mate. That's impressive.
Yeah, nice. Glad everybody brought their galoshes.
So well done, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone too who has joined us. And there we go. Richard Buse saying, "What a race! Cheers for that, petrol bloke." Well done, drivers. Says Chris. Well done, Chris, as well. You did a good job there, mate. Thank you, Craig and Jesse. Says D-Man. Well done, D-Man. It's not easy racing that car around here, and it just goes to show practice does make perfect. So well done, mate. Well done, everyone. Says James. We do have the Super Mighty Minis next. So that will be a challenge in itself. So keep your eyes out for the Super Mighty Mini drivers. Well done to those guys. There he is. There's your winner. So it will be Butler who takes that win. And well done to him. So let's take a look at those results. So it is Butler who takes the win with the fastest lap as well. Stuck on the grid, Mark Price, well done to him. Finishes in second. Pac-Man third. Hyper fourth. Petrol Bloke in fifth. Richard Pugh there in sixth. Could have been a totally different race day for him. Stu there in seventh. Jensen in eighth. Followed by Metro Lewis in ninth. Diddy in 10th. D-Man in 11th. And Jimmy hits. So we will save that so I can get some photos. But we will have a little chat with top three, and hopefully in the box we have Pac-Man. Hello, Pac-Man. Great to see you, mate. Didn't quite come together for you in this race, but I tell you what, your times look pretty good. But the guys in front were just that slightly bit quicker.
Yeah, no, fair play. I can live with them. You know, they were much quicker than me. All I could try and do was lap consistently, and I think all bar one of my laps was within about 4/10 of them each other. So that consistency I've got to be happy with.
Yeah.
But yeah, just didn't have the pace. So well done to the two boys in front. They blitzed it.
Yeah, it's very, very tough out there, and it was great to see all those messages in the Discord, mate. Absolutely hilarious, and it was really nice to see you over the weekend as well, mate. Absolutely brilliant, and you got to see Laura as well, so that was nice. But well done, mate. Congratulations.
Yes. Yeah.
Still in it for the final. Still in it for the final.
Oh,
yes.
Races. Never say never.
Exactly. Great stuff, mate. Congratulations.
Cheers. Well done, guys.
So there is Andy. Thank you very much to Pac-Man. Let's have a quick word. No, he's not in there. Unfortunately, we haven't got stuck on the grid, so he's not in the room. But we will have a chat with Butler. And, mate, fantastic drive again. Managed to get away. Fastest lap, pole position, full house, and you're taking the lead going into the next round. How do you feel?
Oh, mate, that was just an extended quali session for me. I just had to blitz every single lap. I mean, having stuck on the grid behind us at first, I really thought he was going to push us all the way to the end. But I'm not sure if he had a bit of pressure from Pac-Man and dropped back. But the pressure was on for that race, and it was not easy at all. But I'm happy to get the full house. I'm missing the last race. I had to really try and perform this one, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, definitely, mate. You did a super job. You really did, and great to see so many people enjoying that race. And we got another one to come. But Butler, congratulations, leading the championship going into the next two races. Can you do it, mate?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping for the double whammy this time round. So we'll have to see. But I don't think Pac's going to make it easy.
Exactly. Well done, mate. Congratulations, and we'll see you in the next round. Well done.
Thanks, Greg. Cheers.
So there we go. There is Butler, who has just done his Mighty Mini race, but now we'll see him back in the next race. I think it's the Supers. What do I mean? I think it's the Supers. I think he's in the next race, and it's the Supers. That's what I meant to say. But it's going to be really good. But I'll tell you what, mate. Albie is on it, isn't he? He's the man they need to beat at the moment. He is a tough little cookie, isn't he? Oh, we've lost Jesse there for some reason. Hopefully he'll come back in a moment. But yeah, it's going to be a tough race for Adam Bath here, but he looks very, very consistent. He has increased his lead, and it could be all over by the end of tonight, but we'll find out as we see the guys coming out on track. But there we go. There's that message for everyone. The grand final for the Mighty Minis in Real Life Championship is going to be in 2 weeks' time. 7th of October, and it's £15 to get in if you go down online now at Castle Green Racing Club. Sessions are £10, and on the gate £20 and £15 respectively. Children under 16 go for free, so bring your kids and jump in the race cars. Obviously not take it around the track because that'd be madness, but if you want them to, just have a feel for what it's like to be a race driver, they can come down, say hello, and we'll be absolutely happy to see him there. Also, listen to me on comms for the Mighty Minis, and with the dulcet tones of Chris Dawes. So it'll be an absolutely fantastic day's racing, all happening on Saturday, with trophies being handed out at the end of the evening. So drivers are out. Here is the Super Mighty Minis, and they are out on track as we speak. So not as many as we usually have, unfortunately. Work commitments for some people has just dropped the number down today, but it doesn't mean the racing is going to be bad at all. So I'm hoping Jesse's come back, because he was gone for a moment.
Here.
Oh, he's there. There he is.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
Jesse.
There was an internet connection somewhere, but I'm back.
Yeah, we've got Storm Agatha or something going. I think it's Agatha. I can't remember now. Yeah, it was. I knew it was one of those, like, names like Deirdre or something like that. Oh, imagine that. It's Storm Deirdre. That sounds frightening. But yeah, so tonight we have the second race of the Super Mighty Minis Esports Championship, fully endorsed by the Mighty Minis Championship, round 6. And who has it today? Clive is back, so Steve Ryder will be rooting for Clive. And we don't actually know how he's been doing, because I tell you what, his Aston Martin racing has been absolutely superb, but we do not know what he's been like around here. They've kept very hush-hush, I tell you. It's been very interesting to see.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Kind of not sharing, huh?
Yeah, sharing is caring. Well, that's what I thought, anyway.
Yeah. At least amongst friends.
Yeah, exactly. So let's have a look at the Super Mighty Minis Championship table. And as you can see, Adam Bath there's literally comfortably in the lead at the moment, 156 points, and winning today could pretty much seal the deal. Glowing Gold there on 120. Chocky, unfortunately, is not available today, but Butler has jumped in the Dave Kirkpatrick car, so he's won the last race. Can he steal the win of Adam Bath today? So we'll see what he can do. Clive's Ashboy also not here today, so it'll be Clive Smith who's there in 5th. That should jump his position after the end of this race. We'll see what happens there. There's Crafty in 6th. Then we've got Never Kirkpatrick in 7th place. Nicky there in 8th, Dusty in 9th, and I heard that Dusty doesn't like the rain, so he's he's decided not to go in. Joey Bolt also is there as well. Unfortunately, last minute he couldn't race, and Corky there in 12th place. But we do have some reserve drivers, which is going to be Pac-Man is going in for into the Mark Ditchburn car. It was great to see Mark racing over the weekend. He was really on the pace, which was great to see. Then we have also Petrol Bloke. I think he's racing in this one. Yes, he is. He's racing the Greg Jenkins car, so great to see that. Isa was supposed to be here, but I don't think he's racing. He was going to be driving the Martin Hathaway car. Unfortunately, he lives in Australia, so he's probably still fast asleep, bless him. Hyper will be taking the Stuart Coombs car again, very quick over the weekend. Great to see the pace is on for him, but had a CV joint problem, and that was rectified very quickly, and great to see the guys
I'm
at
sorry.
work.
You said a CV joint? Is that his joint or something on the car?
Drive shaft, yeah, drive shaft CV joint, yes. Sorry, mate.
I was worried he had an injury or something.
Yeah, he just pulled his joint out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, had to grease it up a little bit. Then we got obviously, as we said, David Kirkpatrick's car is now being raced for with Butler. So guys are out on track. We're going to get this one started, and qualifying is a go. So yeah, very, very interesting to see how these guys get on. So we've got qualifying to go. Don't forget to, please, if you can, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button for any other races that we have. We also have as well this week the Aston Martin Super League, which is back, which is the Championship and the Premiership. That's tomorrow night, so lots of commentary for us, Jesse. But it's going to be an absolute corker at Brands Hatch. So if you like what you see here, you're going to see some cracking racing at Brands Hatch. And obviously, we know Brands Hatch is my favourite. We don't have to keep on going on about it.
But in a last-minute move, they're moving it from Brands Hatch to Daytona. I don't know if you heard that or not, Craig. But...
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So Mark Price has just said, Discord playing up. Well done, Butler. Just hanging on onto your coattails there. Love that. Absolutely brilliant. Cheers, Mark. Really appreciate that. And great drive, mate. So, out come the mighty Minis. So, going for gold, I call them going for gold. CCR's glowing gold has been absolutely flying around here. So, he's the only one really I know that was in those low 16s. So, I don't actually know. I don't even know what Albie was doing. I know he was on pace. But let's see what he can do out here today. So, Glowing's going to start us off in the CC car. Off he goes into the final corner. See what the qualifying times are going to start off with. Again, using that all the tracking a little bit more there, Jesse, as he crosses the line. And here we go. There's Adam Barth. He's following suit, so he knows his rival there. There is Butler in the Dave Kirkpatrick car.
I like Crafty's livery. I don't know if there's a certain car owner that has that, but that kind of that, what is it, like Union Jack, but it's like green and gray. That's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, Crafty's car. Yes, so this car is his actual real car. So he's actually,
okay.
And I don't really want to say anything because he actually does. I think it's under Mighty Mini spec. So he's actually built the car. It's got a roll cage. It's got everything in it. I just think he just needs to just add the little finishing touches to make it a Mighty Mini. But he will not sell it. He loves that car.
Nice. That's very cool.
So there is Crafty there in 5th place for Ted Tracks Racing. Great to see Ted Tracks back again. And there is Clive in the Octane Racing Steve ride-out car. Steve is with us in the chat, so go and say hello. Did a great job finishing on the podium in the last race. Donington Park. So Clive there in 6th place. Pac-Man back, there he is in the Tracy Thompson racing car, and Glowing hits off with a 16. Oh my goodness me. What is that man on? So Glowing's just gone round in a 16.1 and Albie's done a 15.2. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a steward's inquiry after that. A 15.2?
Really? That's crazy.
I've never seen a 15.2. Wow. Okay, right, we need to go on board with this man and see what's going on. So
I was going to say,
what's he doing that everyone else isn't? So there is Albie, and this is Adam Barth. He's absolutely sensational in a Super Mighty Mini on Sim. Absolutely sensational. Look at this. Nearly a second faster than the man in front of him. Leaves it in second. So we're all getting some knowledge here. This is impressive. No pressure now.
Yeah, I mean, the key is to watch, like, there is, some of you may not be sim racers, but there's an accelerator down in the bottom just to the right, and what we want to see is that accelerator going full bore coming out of that corner. If he lets off any, then it's a problem. And man, he hammers and goes. He's not letting off.
Yeah, he's not messing around. You just see Glowing's now done a 16 flat, so it has dropped down to 0.8. Yeah, I don't know where he got that time from, but he's just done a 16.3. Now, I think he's even shocked himself, so he knows something that somebody else doesn't. And times are starting to come down, as we say. So there is Albie.
A gust of wind or something on a straight.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. Yeah, but it's an amazing time. So Butler there in 3rd, going slightly faster this time round. It's a 10th faster. With Pac-Man in 4th place. He's like in 4th place at the moment, is Pac-Man, but we'll see if he can get a little bit quicker this time round. So there he is. There is Crafty in 5th. Evan's doing a good job. He's in 6th place at the moment, so that's good thinking from Nev, because he's got a lot of sim racers in front of him and he knows they're quick. But if he can stay with the guys in front, so he knows who his target man is, and that's Crafty in front of him. So interesting to see how he gets on. Gives himself some space and starts again.
We've got some guys too in this race that are in the last race, so there's a little less chance of people just flying off the track, at the start of the race and things like that. I think it's going to be a little more consistent, so you can't rely on people to make mistakes as much in this race. You're going to have to stay with them.
Yeah, Glowman's just got into the 15s, so it is possible. He's just done a 15.9, I think that was. I'm just going to check that. So it's a 15.966. So yeah, he has definitely got the 15s in him.
Albie's right behind Glowing on the qualifying track too. Wonder as fast as he's going. needs to leave himself some space. We'll see if they get too close.
Yeah, exactly. Good shout there, mate. And as we see, Hyper going through does a 1:19. They're not on the pace as yet. Crafty coming through.
I just noticed too, there's absolutely no wind, so forget that whole gust thing.
Very, very interesting to see these guys on track. Seeing where this pace is absolutely unbelievable. So any change for Crafty, any of the top three are going to be jumped up. Have a look as they come through now. So Albie, Glowing and Butler have all gone through. Haven't gone any faster than their previous times. Albie.
Yeah, but Albie's got a 1:15.5 and a 1:15.6 in addition to that 1:15.2. So he's consistently getting generally in the 1:15s. That's going to be a problem for the rest of the field if they can't get better in a hurry.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. So there is Never Kirkpatrick, and Petrol Bloke has gone faster. So Petrol Bloke now jumps into 6th place in the Greg Jenkins car. We do hope that Greg Jenkins that is okay. Missed this weekend's racing, and we wish his dad all the best, and hope to see both of them at Coombe. Greg Jenkins car there with Petrol Bloke in that 6th spot.
And Albie's passing Glowing.
Right now, is Glowing just thinking, do you know what? Where is he faster than me? What am I doing wrong here? Let's find out. So that's actually probably very clever from Glowing. See where those mistakes or where those advantages are, should I say?
Yeah, it's easy to follow too with those tire tracks on the track. It's not too hard to figure out where he's going.
Yeah, just see there, just overshot there. That didn't help him out, did it? So Crafty's gone faster again. So Crafty now there in 5th, goes faster again with 16.3. Nevin's gone into the 17s. So Nevin's now low 17s now. 17.1 from him on the previous lap. Really, really shocked to see that, fail at Donington. It was incredible for the championship. I looked at the screen and I just thought he made a mistake somewhere, and he was slowly, gradually going slower. And we saw him going to the pits, and it was just unbelievable. And even the team themselves, I think they were a bit stunned to see that, because the car's been absolutely sensational all season.
Imagine how he was feeling in the cockpit.
Oh yeah, imagine how his wallet feels now. So Crafty there in 5th. There is Petrol Bloke in 6th. Hello to Harry and Ava as well. Great to get the fist bump from them over the weekend. With wife Emily there, and thank you for the 2 pots of honey. We appreciate that. Yeah, oh mate, nice. It's amazing. Gorgeous.
Is it honey from his place, like local made?
Yeah, all local stuff. No messing around.
Wow.
Crafty goes into 4th place, Jesse. So Crafty's now done a 16.2. Now increases his times. Clive's now jumped into the low 17s as well, so it looks like Clive hasn't had the practice he's wanted to have. I know he's been a very busy guy. It looks like somebody's just coming out of the pits as well, so coming out of the pits just to follow someone round.
Yeah, this is one where if you don't get to practice on this one, it's going to be really difficult. It's some of us have driven some of these tracks repeatedly, but we don't drive these tracks with rain very often.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see that just by the speed of the cars, they are really struggling. And you can see, I mean, obviously you can see the consistency from Adam Bath, but, you know, the cars are much of a muchness between the Mighties and the Supers around here, and it's very impressive to see. So Albie's going to cross the line, and he goes over with a 16.2. Glowing goes over the line also with a 16.6. Does Butler go any faster as he comes around the corner now? Oh, goes in a 2nd, and Butler pips Glowing for 2nd place. So on the front row goes Mr. Butler. Crafty takes 4th. Now Pac-Man is on the final corner. Can he get on the 2nd row, or maybe the 1st? It's a little bit off pace there. I don't think he's going to do it. I think that's going to be another 16 across the line. Yep, 16.9. And Petrol Bloke's on the grass, so again, it's very tough to control with the speed as you cross the line. So there is Clive. He's finished his race, qualifying, should I say. And Nevin's got into the 16.8s. So I don't know if that was because he was in the pits. I'm not too sure. If he was in front of the line as he got across the pits, the timer starts from where he is. So that might be why. But very interesting start to this race.
Yeah, I feel like the one nice thing about this longer qualifying instead of the one lap shootout that we usually do is these guys are getting some time in on the track, because I think not that they're not driving well, but they all need those extra laps on this kind of condition.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Totally agree with you, mate. So Albie is there on pole position, Butler in second, Glowing in third, Crafty fourth, Pac-Man fifth, Petrol Bloke there in sixth, it's Clive in seventh, Nevin in eighth, and then Hyper in ninth place. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go for the final race of the evening. It's the Mighty Minis Esports Championship, endorsed by the Mighty Minis Championship, and this is the Super Mighty Minis Round 6 here at TSUKUBA. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And here is Adam, Bath, Butler and Glowing take out that top three. The 5 red lights have gone on, they go out, and away we go. The 9 race cars are flying into turn 1 for the first time, and it's going to be Adam Bath who holds that lead as they go through. Look at Petrol Bloke down the inside. That's very brave. Has he got that done? There's a little bit of contact there, and he tried to just try and sneak down the inside of TTR Crafty for that position, but didn't quite work out for him. Side by side is Crafty and Pac-Man for the lead. For 4th and 5th. I do apologise. Round the outside goes Pac-Man. A very different line there. Is it going to work though?
He ran it really deep. Well done.
Did it? Oh, well, it did work, didn't it? Because he's right on the back of Glowing now as the leaders go through the S's for the first time. So it's Adam Bath in the lead, followed by Butler. Then we have Glowing in 3rd place, followed by Pac-Man and Crafty. Petrol Bloke there in 6th place. Then Kirkpatrick on this as well. Down the inside, a little bit of contact there between Clive and Nevin Kirkpatrick, but looks like Clive backed out of that one. But now Hyper's in the tow to try and grab the spot there.
Yeah, those front two, even just from this first lap, they're kind of the class of the field. They're pulling away from the rest of the pack right now.
Oh, I tell you what, Nevin was so close to losing it on the grass there, but he's managed to hold it, and to be fair, it's a good exit as well. So, as you said, the two at the front are starting to pull away, but Glowing's trying to get them back together again and make it a 3, but it's still Adam Bath from Albie. Great battle for 4th at the moment between Pac-Man, actually, with Glowing, Pac-Man, Crafty and Petrol Bloke. So, good little battle here going on.
Pac-Man using that wide line.
Yeah, very interesting line there, Jesse. Sorry, my friend.
No worries. He seems to like it. Maybe it's something that worked for him the last race, and he's trying to feel it out a little bit. Obviously, there's a little different speed, a little different braking with these cars, so he is going to have to work that out.
Yeah, he's right in the zone with Glowing Gold there, isn't it? And he gets a little bit of contact, a little bit of chrome bumper touch in there, as we said earlier in the previous race, but he's on his case and looking very, very quick indeed. Petrol Bloke's made another move, and he's gone into 5th place there, Jesse, so that was a good move into the hairpin.
He did a great job in that hairpin, sealing him off a little bit. Crafty didn't have much option.
Yeah, he just sort of locked up in a little bit of a bump there with Crafty, but all's fair in love and war.
The entire field is separated by 8 seconds right now. That's pretty good. Nice little tight pack.
Yeah, that's pretty good as well, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic stuff from there. But Adam Bath at the moment, 1.5 seconds in the lead. And I wonder what Butler's thinking.
Struggling.
Let's have a look. Petrol Bloke, yeah, and Crafty goes back through. So let's see if we can have a look at that again. Good shot there, mate. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he did. He went right off the track. Going to come back in. Didn't quite work for him. And there goes Crafty back into that 5th spot. So Brilliant stuff. Everyone's still together, which is good to see. Patrick there. 7th place, still on the back of this group, so he'll be very pleased with that. See if he can stay with him. It's Adam Barth at the moment, a 15.2. That's incredible.
Yeah, he's running really consistently. I mean, the problem is that not just that that's his fastest lap, it's that he's running in within about 3/10 of that time every single lap. So, I mean, you can see him just pulling away. He's already got over 2-second lead right now. I mean, that's crazy.
On board now with Crafty to go through the final corner on lap 3, and he's gone wide. Oh, Crafty's gone wide. Now, I'm either really good at commentating and camera work, or it's just a pure fluke. I'm not too sure, but that is not what he wanted as he come through the final corner there. We just went on board with him, and he just went on the brakes, and he's locking up. He's putting the brakes on and off, and he just cannot get the car to turn in, and off the track he goes. And that's dropped him all the way down. Now, he might even lose. Yeah, he has, so that'll be also Piper through. So right at the back of the pack now is Crafty, but Adam Barth now 3.2 seconds in the lead on lap 4. Yeah. And 15 minutes to go. That's painful.
I was prophetic, but I didn't realize on which side I'd be prophetic. He ran a 15.1 that last lap, so it was within 3/10 of his last lap. It's just he went faster. That's crazy.
Now, I know he built the setup as such, but this is really incredible. I mean, you know, obviously we take photos of the settings after the race, so they're recorded, so there's no cheating. And I'll tell you what, I think he's going to be stunned with himself. I don't know if he's actually done a 15.1 before, but there we go. So, Adam Barth in the lead, 3.8 seconds in front of Butler there in second. Then we've got Glowing in third, followed by Pac-Man in fourth. Then we have Petrol Bloke who's gone wide, and that's given Nemco Patrick 5th place. So off the track he goes, and let's see what happens there. So let's have a look. So into the final corner, and again, it's just getting that braking right, and obviously they're carrying so much more speed in the Supers.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and he actually got reset on that corner, so he got put all the way to the back of the pack.
Oh, that's not what you want. Yeah, not what you want indeed. So yeah, that's he hit the wall as well, I think there. So at the back he goes. So Adam Barth now 4.7 seconds. The consistency is absolutely insane. I bet they're thinking, how is he doing that?
Well, we'll talk to him afterwards. It's like
blowing gold there, just playing with the grass there. Don't want to be playing the grass when it's raining. It's not nice at all. But Nemco Patrick holding off Clive Smith. So it's actually like a battle in real life at the moment. We've got Nevin Rideout and Stuart Coombs there just behind. Piper's car in 7th. Great to see Nev doing very, very well here. I really don't want to look at him too long because he'll probably make a mistake, because then he'll be commentator's curse yet again for the 5th time.
Yeah, those two are running really well. And you know what? I mean, with them being one in front of the other, they could, if they run good racing lines, they're going to be faster than the rest of the field, which the rest of the field is kind of spread out and no drafts available. So they're the one group that could help themselves.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing 1:17s pretty much the whole evening when we were practicing, and he's now into the 16s, so that's really good stuff from him. Clive's looking very feisty now. He's looking for a way through. He gives him a little bit of a bump just to say, I'm right with you, mate. But they are catching on Pac-Man, aren't they? They really are. So now it's now 2.3 seconds. Sorry, 3.2 seconds. And definitely pulling away even more.
Yeah, Albie is gone. Albie could stop for a hot dog right now and eat it and get back in his car and still be ahead.
Absolutely funny that is. So there we go. Pac-Man there in 4th. I love that. That's a hot dog. So I usually say tea and scones. But well, they are closing. They are closing. It's now 2.7 seconds. So Pac-Man will be looking behind him now to see what's going on, and might have lost the live chat. It has come back on, so hopefully everyone can see that and it's still working as normal.
Oh, Eric went a little wide on that last corner. That's going to hurt a little.
Yeah, there he is. 2.7 still. So just working together there, getting that rhythm right, might be able to clinch another place. So 11 minutes to go of this race, and a little bit wide there, very lucky. There was Nevin round that hairpin. I was trying to get on the back of this group, same as Crafty. Crafty's done very well to get back into this, hasn't he? He's there in 8th place, and he is chasing down the guys in front, and he's done a 16.3 on his last lap. So definitely closing up.
Yeah, that's, gosh, I'm seeing that out of the person that's in next to last position. That's crazy good.
So let's get some on board with Nevin, and there is Clive. Steve right out Octane Racing Car. Go and check out Octane Racing on Facebook.
Ayrton's pushing all the way out to the edge of the track right now. He's using all that curbing and a little bit more, I believe.
He used that line. Awesome stuff. So battle at the back between Hyper and Crafty. Now who's going to come out with the corner first? And it looks like Crafty might have got it. So let's see if we can get on board with that now. Yes, Hyper's managed to hold it. So Crafty's looking very quick in this last 10 minutes of the race. So 50% of the race done. There is that car side by side as they come up to the Dunlop Bridge. Oh, and he goes wide.
Ooh, and Pac-Man went off the track there a little bit too.
And Crafty's through. Oh, battle in front as well.
Yeah, we got Pac-Man's down about 2 seconds. I think he had 3.2 seconds 3 laps ago. So that lead between 4th and 5th is shrinking.
Come on, no, he's gone off. He's gone off. Pac-Man's gone off. Pac-Man's gone off the track. He's coming
too much.
Yeah, you've done the commentator's curse. He comes back onto the track, and there he goes. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Pac-Man. Let's see how he done it. So we're looking at 4th place. There he goes, and again, it's just getting it on the braking, isn't it? And
yeah, to be fair, I did talk about hot dogs, and that might have been a distraction to him. So
very true. So let's take a look at the leader now. 8.8 seconds. This is absolutely incredible. On your map, he's nearly a corner and a half in front of everybody. Now through the hairpin, he is 2 corners in front. So absolutely amazing stuff from him. There is Butler in 2nd place. Owen still chasing him down. Hasn't quite done it yet. But still plenty of time in this race. There is Nevin still showing that consistency. Great stuff as Clive has another look down the inside this time. A little bit wider from Nevin, but seems to work that wide line. He starts to pull away yet again.
I think that was a little less of a move by Clive and a little more of just, I want to get out of the line just a little bit so I don't bump into the back of him just to keep it going. Because their pace is pretty good, I think, right now.
Yeah, very true. Good shout as well, because they are running very well together with Pac-Man just behind now. So it'd be interesting to see if Pac-Man can close him down. But I'll tell you what, Crafty has left Hyper and is now chasing this group down. So this could all kick off at the end of this race as we see Clive have another go at Nevin Kirkpatrick. For his 3rd, I think, title in the Mighties, in the Supers.
Ayrton's definitely taking the much wider line, that's for sure.
Yeah, look at that. He'll do back-to-back championships if he can win at Coombe. His brother's not letting him go yet. They've got 2 races to go of the series. It's down to the wire. But having a good race today. Good to see that after his race at Brands Hatch in the Aston Martins. Was disappointed himself. He was quick around there. And, watching one of his good mates, Dave Rushton, take that win must have been very frustrating indeed. But he's out in the Super Mini doing a good job here as Clive again goes for that inside line. Now he's got a good run on him. Can he go through? No, he can't. He's still good exit speed, does Nevin. And again, go to the side line. Goes a little bit defensive there, so this could be opportunity now for Clive to get the power down a little bit earlier. Not quite, but Pac-Man's starting to close them in now, Jesse. And I've noticed also that it looks like Glowing has caught, or slowly closing up to the back of Butler.
I was actually just looking at that. Glowin had a 1:15.8 the last lap, and Butler had a 1:17 plus. So that that was a second and a half loss there, basically on that lead. So he's definitely Glowin's the faster of those two right now on the track.
Just going back and looking on the map and trying to see which is the best place to look. As you see, it's snaking the car was Clive under braking, and it goes to the inside line again and just gets that exit right again, does Nev, and starts to pull away as he tries to get the toe. But this is definitely helping Crafty and Pac-Man to close in with 6 minutes to go. So there'll be a lot of pressure on there for Nev. As we look at Adam Barth again, 12 seconds, nearly 13 seconds he's going to tally up on these guys. It's absolutely sensational driving. Butler there in second. Slightly different lines from the two of them. As you can see the lines off the track. And Jesse.
Good turn by Pac-Man. Pac-Man's only about half second behind Clive now.
There he is. So we're looking at Pac-Man and Jesse again.
Yeah, I said that, and as soon as I said that, he went wide on that last corner. So it's a struggle out there for Pac-Man. He could be the fastest or the slowest man on track, just depending on when you're looking at him.
Yeah, he's trying a different line totally to the guys in front, which is very, very intriguing. And he takes the exit, very similar line there, tighter line as he comes into the left-hander. Then he's very narrow, then uses the wide line on the exit. On the brakes again, just using the revs to try and close the guys up in front. And again, that wide line for Nevin seems to be working there, and Clive's not benefiting from it. They're going narrow.
Yeah, Pac-Man is super late on the braking. He takes that really wide line and cuts it across, which is a little different, but it seems to be working for him. He's less than a half second now. Yeah,
Tracy Thompson's Racing's Mark Ditchburn. We're very pleased to see this car. Go and give him a shout out on YouTube as well. It's Tracy Thompson Racing. We get to watch Mark Ditchburn rip his car to shreds and tell you all about it. Great to see him back, as I said, over the weekend.
I was just noticing a couple laps ago, Albie got a 1:15.109, and then he got another 1:15.1 after that. My goodness, he is just smoking along. It's no wonder he's so far ahead.
Yeah, exactly. As we see again, Pac-Man using that wider line to try and get past Nevin and Clive. And I think Nevin's just looking in the back of his mirror because he sees that Pac-Man's closing in, and he made a mistake on that corner. And also Clive has now benefited from it as well. But Nevin's still holding them off. But I don't know what's happening. And you can see the gap in the front for second and third, respectively, has come down substantially. But half a second as we see Pac-Man go through on Clive for position. Now, you can see Crafty's not that far behind either. So while they're defending and that, you're going to see Crafty come into this match as well.
Ayrton's got a little bit of an issue too when you have two cars going that fast right behind you. It looks like he's pulled away a little bit right now, but you can't really defend too much.
Oh, what a move by Clive. He's gone down the inside on the final corner of Pac-Man, and that was a fantastic move. Let's have a look at that again. Hopefully we'll pick up the previous move from Pac-Man. No, we've missed it, unfortunately. Sorry, Pac-Man. So again, just coming into the braking zone. He's gone wide again as Pac-Man, but he managed to get the car to turn in. But great drive there from both of them.
The dirt.
Clive on the dirt as we go back to the racing, and Clive on dirt now he's dropped back, and Pac-Man's back into 5th place.
Yeah, he just got off just a little too early on the gas.
So, and as I said, there is Crafty. He's very crafty as Crafty, and he's there in 7th, and he could pip him and get 4th. Sorry, I had to say it. As Clive goes wide again and goes on the grass.
He's got some dirty tires, muddy tires, whatever you want to call them.
It's not good, whatever it is, and that's not going to help him in the braking zones. But grabbing this rubble on the exit of the corners, the marble, should I say, is definitely working here for Pac-Man.
Oh, yeah, and Crafty's giving him the business right now.
Side by side. Crafty v Clive. Crafty's going to have the inside line, so it's not going to help Clive at all. But he's managed to hold that line as Clive as they're going through the final corner.
Good job by Claude. Use that outside and push it a little.
He did really well, but we're going to have to take a look at second and third respectively, because Glowing is definitely catching the back end here of Butler. Butler won't score tonight, but he is definitely showing that he's got the pace for these super drivers.
Yeah, Glowing at a 1:15.8 the last lap, so that's where you're going to see him cutting into that lead.
The battle at the moment for fourth is on. We need to take a look at it in a moment, but this battle for second has definitely opened up. So back with Nevin. Now Nevin's got a gap now. He doesn't have to worry about Clive and Crafty at the moment, so there must have been a little bit of contact between the two of them as they have battle again. And that wider line seems to be working for the cars as the acceleration goes down for Clive. He's trying to get side by side, doesn't quite work. But that inside line definitely doesn't work on that hairpin there, Jess, we've seen so many times today.
No, it's easier just to slide it around the outside, I think.
Great stuff as we look at second and third. 35 seconds to go. I think Albie might get a parade lap here. See in the background.
Oh, Clive with a move.
Clive with a move. Let's have a look. Where is he? There's Clive. He has got it done. Has he got that inside line? No, he hasn't.
Wow.
But,
this didn't work.
It didn't work indeed. So we're going to come around the final corner now, and I think this is going to be it for Adam Bath. We're going to take a look at that second place. Hasn't quite pulled off. So we're going to keep an eye on also Nevin Kirkpatrick here, Jess, if you can, as we see Albie come around the final corner, and he's going to take this win by 16 seconds. And look at that consistency, all in the 15s. Is he going to make it another one? I think he is, you know. As he crosses the line, another fifth. That's incredible. So Albie takes the win. Butler looks like he's got second place in the bag. And is Pac-Man going to get that fourth place off him? So there's Butler. There is Glowing, and I do apologise, guys. We've got to go and have a look at that battle. There he is, Butler second, Glowing third, and Nevin on the outside with Pac-Man. Now Pac-Man goes to the wide line. Now very brave from Pac-Man. There he's on the inside line. Nevin to the outside. Is he going to hold it? Yes, he is. Round the outside on the final corner, and Nevin gets fourth place from Pac-Man. That's sensational. What a drive. So Pac-Man takes fifth, Crafty in sixth. It's going to be Clive there in seventh. Hyper's going to take eighth. And Petrol Bloke right at the back there, still flashing his lights. He seems happy. He's had a good evening's racing. There he goes in the Greg Jenkins car on the final corner. And he's going to cross the line in ninth place. Well done, guys. Great driving, but that man was absolutely on fire today. Adam Bath, take a bow. Wow.
The consistency in lap times is incredible. I mean, you have to keep it on the track and have great lines just to even come close to what he did. That's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And great to see a couple of people just mentioned there. Evening, everyone. Captain Colossus, welcome, my friend. Good evening, everyone. Looks like I've missed the fun race. Yeah, it was good. It was really intense. Just showing a bit about numbers, but that's life. You know, we all families first, as we say. Well done all, says Shahida. Thank you very much for staying with us. Another member here at CC. And if you want to be a member, you can do 99p for the month. It costs you to be a member, or 1.99 if you want to be in the tow. On the grid is 99p, and 1.99 is in the tow. If you want to come out of the stream, and then if you go back into it and you click the join button, see the memberships come up. I am wet, says Hyper. Thanks, mate.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice to know. So there we go. So there is Adam Bath takes the win. Let's take a look at those race results, shall we? As I just save that. And let's take a look at that. So it is Albie takes the win with a 1:15.109. That's absolutely insane. Butler in second. Glowing in third. Nevin Kirkpatrick, well done. Really pleased for him there in fourth. Pac-Man in fifth. Crafty there in sixth. Clive in seventh. Hyper in eighth. With Petrol Bloke finishing it off in ninth place. But I tell you what, those times are not bad at all in the 16s there, Jesse. Some superb driving.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, most of the guys, I think they were within about 20 to 30 seconds of the lead. So that was a pretty impressive race by everybody.
Yeah, and Hyper's just said very much different from the Supers to the Mighties. Yeah, very much indeed. So let's have a quick chat with the man in third place, which was Glowing. So Glowing, I mean, you were looking very quick. I mean, you were doing very low 16.1s, but I bet you were crying when you saw Adam Bath doing 15.2s.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to stay consistent in that. At times when we all got done at the beginning, it was a bit like a PowerPoint. I don't know if that's my poor TV or what, but yeah, seeing him doing the 15s, I was like, oh, it's a battle for second here.
And you were right. It was about second, and you nearly got second, didn't you? Because you were closing up on Butler right at the end of that race as well. So, but yeah, great to see. I was saying you got that low, that got in the 15s right at the end there, mate, and superb stuff. Congratulations, well done. Seconds there, isn't it? So, see if you can keep that consistency for the last two races. Well done, buddy.
Cheers, thank you.
So that's Glowing Gold. Obviously, he was there as also with the RAF guys that were racing. In their Integra, and I think they had two BMWs on track as well, so that was really impressive to see them guys there, so well done to those. Let's have a quick chat with Butler again. Butler, congratulations, finishing second. So what's the difference between that and the Mighty on track?
I don't think I've got enough time to tell you, Craig. It's like stepping into the world racing in one of these. It's so different. I mean, I don't know how Albie does it. There was no way on earth I was setting the time to match that. Hats off to him for a hell of a win.
It was very impressive. But mate, you did. I'll tell you what, Dave Kirkpatrick will be watching that, and he'll be very pleased to see his car there in second place. Congratulations, mate. Well done, and good. Well done to you on your previous win as well. Well done, mate.
Thanks a lot, Craig.
So there we go. Adam Bath. Right, I know you obviously built the car as such, but to win it that much, there's going to be some stewards' inquiries, aren't there? But mate, that's impressive. Well done. How do you feel about getting that 15.1?
Yeah, mate, I will be first one in the scrutineering bay, that's for sure. Because it's, but it's built, it is built the same as all the others. There is nothing changed on it. So how I'm able to get the performance out of it, I have no idea. But can we just have a hats off to Ayrton for Nevin Kirkpatrick finishing fourth, and that's actually going to be points for third as well, because Butler's a reserve this meeting, so he's actually got points for third. So brilliant for Nevin there, just beating off Pac-Man. That's no mean feat either. But it's looking good for the championship now. With Chocky not being in it and Glowing finishing third, obviously getting points for second there. But yeah, I'm just taking the mickey out of it now, aren't I? Really, just driving away from everybody. It's sorry to my sponsors because they're not getting any screen time. But yeah, thoroughly pleased with that, and looking forward to the next one now.
Yeah, definitely, mate. It was absolutely superb. Congratulations, buddy. And we are hoping to get Nevin in a moment. But mate, what a great drive! Congratulations. I think you pretty much sewn it up in the next race, don't you? I think, or you potentially have now, but I think because Glowing second, I think it will go down to the next race, won't it?
Yeah. So looking at the points going into this meeting, there was no way, as long as Glowing actually finished the race, there was no way I could win it. But it's made it a little bit easier now going into the next one. I can sew it up in the next race. But we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. It's Mighty Minis racing, isn't it?
Exactly, mate. Yeah, anything can happen in the Mighty Minis and the Super Mighty Minis. But well done, mate. Congratulations. Great to have you here, and well done. So luckily, I got the message out to Nevin, and Nevin is in the chat. So Nevin, wow, mate. Obviously, Monday night you were in the conference. Didn't have the best of times at Brands Hatch, even though you know the track very, very well. But you've come into this race in the wet, sim racing, and you're fourth. You must be absolutely buzzing because you were defending for your life against three quality drivers there, mate.
I have to say I'm quite happy with that one. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had a sim race without throwing it off the track, and today I managed it. So yes, I'm very happy with that.
That was absolutely superb, mate. More rain races for you. But honestly, that was fantastic. Now, also, while we got you here, because it's quite nice to have a quick interview with you, because obviously you're winning the championship in the Super Mighty Minis, but obviously you had an incident on the last race, and we didn't manage to find out what happened. But can you tell us what happened in the end? What did you find?
Well, I lost gears and then oil pressure, so I decided to stop at that point. and I've just had photos of the engine today, and it's pretty terminal. The block cracked, the gearbox casing's cracked. It's knackered basically.
So new stuff for you then, but that might be beneficial for coming into this race. But then again, it needs to be run in as well, doesn't it? So it's nip and tuck, but you've got a nice comfortable lead going into the next race, so into the next round at Coombe. But how are you feeling going into that one?
Well, less happy after last weekend, but it's still doable as long as everything goes okay next weekend. It should be all right. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't like to talk about it until things are done.
Yeah, I've probably commentator cursed you now. Sorry, mate. But absolutely fantastic, mate. Congratulations, Adam said. Well chuffed for you finishing fourth, and brilliant stuff. And I wish you all the best, and hopefully get your car out at Coombe, which I'm pretty guaranteed you will do. But we'll see you there, mate, and well done. Congratulations.
Cheers, Craig.
So there we go, Jesse. There is our top 4 drivers this evening in the Supers. Congratulations to Butler, and congratulations to Adam Bath. That's been some super racing tonight in the rain, hasn't it, Jesse?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody seemed really pleased with their performance, which they should be. I mean, for the most part, everybody kept it on the track. Couple minor bobbles that last race, but overall, it was a well-run race.
Yeah, it was. It was absolutely fantastic. We're just going to take a look at what's going on. Obviously, as we said, the Castle Coombe Grand Finals is going to be in 2 weeks, and you can see the Mighty Minis and the Super Mighty Minis live with me on comms for both those races, and that is on the 7th of October. If you'd like to come, then please do so. With tickets at £15 and concessions at £10, and then on the gate it's £20 and £15 respectively, and children under 16 are free. So if you'd like to come down, we would love to have you, and we'd love to see the races. There's GT racing, there's so much going on. There's your timetable for that for that Saturday as well, and there's a few things going on afterwards, and there's loads of beautiful cars, Lamborghinis, Ferraris. Obviously the Minis are just the main feature for me. There's so much going on. I think there's a Hyundai Championship that's going on in the last race there, which I think is a big showdown battle, which I thought I caught the post about earlier on. We have the Saloon Car Championship. We're going to see the AX out on track as well, which is superb. We've got the Hot Hatches with Gary Preble out with his brother Adam, who just absolutely nail their Seat Leon Turbo and their Astra Turbo around the track, with the Spiller car as well. That Audi TT, absolutely incredible to watch, and I'll try and get some video footage when I can. But if you're not going to watch the video footage, come down to Castle Coombe. It's going to be an absolute corker. So there it is, grand final on the 7th of October. Jesse, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you for joining me again, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah, I hope it keeps raining.
Yeah, indeed. So, I wonder if I could do that, Brands. Right, so anyway, well, thank you very much everyone that has joined us. My name's Craig Cook, that was Jesse Linquela, and you've just been watching the Mighties and the Super Mighty Minis Esports Championship, fully endorsed by the Mighty Minis Championship. Thank you very much, we'll see you soon, good night.